yeah, that one's been allowed to just slip through, but Split and Bind, I'm not too worried about. Those are two maps that Team Liquid have kind of been letting float around when it comes to the map field. So in my mind, if you're letting those two float towards the end, you must have something prepared and feel pretty comfortable to play them.
Yeah, and interesting that they just want to kind of throw it out the window a little bit and play some maps that they have like less reps on too. But let's talk about some of this comp, because I was a little bit of a hater of Team Liquid's Fracture comp, you know, having Kamek on the stage, no duelist as well. And as we take a look at Agent Select, I want to get your thoughts, Milan, considering you guys had a bit of a masterclass of a Fracture coming into this, and it looks like they will have a duelist this time around. What do you make of this change?
I mean, they played like Sage Gecko last time around, right?
Yeah.
And I think it was such a weird comp in terms of like just general agents and what they're able to achieve on the map. I think this looks a lot more sick. I think Kamek on his like comfort pick or whatever again. I think this is a good composition, or at least a better composition from the side of Liquid.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Kamek on that Teo, and he said the other day he's pretty happy to point and click, but it's Camo on the Raze as well that I'm kind of looking towards. We've seen him perform so well on the Bind, and so it's just going to be interesting to see if he can pull that through again. I'm expecting Patty Tech to be able to set him up very well with the Breach. Again, the Breach and Tejo that we're seeing here compared to one another, where they can set up those sort of trap plays, which on a map like Fracture can be really valuable.
Yeah, and this is where you heard it from Nat. He loves to hold north side, sometimes south side with an op, and just an op only. So you would like to think that GX are prepared for this. Lastly, before we get into game, Milan, would you like to do the honors and toss this over to Pansy and Kakuka?
But well, anyway, Sue's already said it. Here are Pansy and Kuka with a phenomenal cast.
Okay, well, yeah, the pressure's high. Has to be a phenomenal cast now. We'll do our very best for you. But I was a bit worried here, Bayer. I genuinely thought Giant X might have just gone away with daylight robbery with this veto, but we are seeing changes.
Yeah, exactly. It's not only that we're seeing changes, if we think about the veto, and we give the information that it was not given during the graphic, being that Team Liquid won that coin toss, they decided to be Team B, and if GX has prepared this Fracture that was very likely to happen, it was on them to pick it. Probably one of the traps that Team Liquid has said. I'm obviously very excited to see another split. So
I don't know, we're doing pretty good on the split front at least.
But yeah, definitely, I agree. Having the Sage and the Gecko was definitely not working for them. So let's see if they find some footage here.
I'm happy to see the willingness to change as well. At this point, they'd had 2 games on Fracture. They hadn't had any result they would have wanted, so they've been willing to switch things up, which is absolutely what was needed. And maybe Giant X now get a little bit of a different test, a little bit of a different challenge. Maybe that homework not going to be as viable now coming into this matchup.
Yeah, exactly. And very important also, Giant X has the lowest win rate on pistol rounds in the entire region. They've only won 2 out of the 12 that they played. Just, you know, a little context on this round.
2 out of 12. That's not quite good enough, really. It may just be a slow start, we'll see. For now, kind of taking the tour of the map. Team Liquid, no particular hurry, but eventually leaning over towards A. You can see that deep presence on B as well. These will be fast rotates.
Kamek still has most of his util available for that execute.
Yeah, but I'm looking at Westside here. Oh, the timing, he got a little too curious. Played a little bit too close, and now Liquid are just going to find 2. Massive impact already. This looks like it could be locked up so early on.
Yeah, exactly. Very slowly, just Nat's trying to get a little bit on the flank.
That's any more for him. Yeah, nice enough. Happy enough with that. 2 survive, round win. Team Liquid with the first.
2 out of 13. It keeps going down. It wasn't like 17. Let's say now it's like just lower. Pistol rounds not looking good for Giant X, but first impressions of this composition, Team Liquid just buying a little bit of time, trying to get Giant X to burn a little bit of utility. And even though Cloud in his reposition was good, it was not good enough. The execute was just too strong onto side. They took their time, and they look pretty comfortable. Milan was talking about it on the desk. It is important if you want to be a world champion team to be able to make this kind of changes and feel comfortable with it.
And I think the bigger point then becomes, if we're talking about world champion teams, you know, the road to Bangkok here will end for one of these 2 teams, right? This is, where do we put these 2 teams as well when it comes to expectations and, you know, critique levels as well? You know, how high of a standard do we hold them to? Because Team Liquid, one of the longest standing orgs we've seen. Giant X with so much talent and potential, but it feels like it has fallen short as of late. So we wait to see how this looks. There shouldn't have been too much danger here. It should have been I don't want to say a walk in the park, but they're making it a little bit more dangerous.
Man, if Tomasi would have been inside that smoke instead of in B with that shorty, we've seen some crazy shorty kills. It's very common now for people just to jump into the smokes, to push him. We not only see it with the Euro, almost on any agent, he's feasible, but the spike is down. Their 3 weapons are still safe for Team Liquid.
Cloud's going for a bit more. He can make this actually cost a hell of a lot here. Camo going to be down on just 40 HP. Regen shield going to be kicking him back up a little bit, but they can make this cost a fair amount. Can they lock them in on the site at the least? I don't think Tomasi could have done it, but I like what Cloud's up to here. Couldn't get any more, but a nice try. At least doing a little bit of chip damage, but Liquid going to convert to their second.
Hey, I like the idea, you know, you place the turret, you want to go for a little bit of aggression, you get 2 people down. It's definitely better than nothing, but right now is when things starts to get serious, right? We think of these 2 teams, and we think about the preparation. We know the fracture was happening. If it wasn't one team, it was the other. I want to see that individual level, especially coming in from Camo, already on the 5-0, coming in from playing on the Gecko. It has to feel great, actually, moving from the Gecko to the Raze, especially if you're Camo.
Yeah, and again, you look at Liquid, there's so many of these players.
Oh my god.
It was a late one. It was late. That was late. Yeah. Okay, we got a normal timeout. Wait, at this round as well? That's so early.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if it might be a little bit of like communication. Yes, we see Pipson giving all this speech. I will give a little tea also when the players were setting onto the stage and gave them a speech individually, probably into what they had to focus, not to get too much into their heads, and it's probably just
इतना जल्दी भाई
stay calm.
इतना जल्दी ये लोग क्यों ले लिया टाइम आउट
Timeout. I'd love to know what the focus was here.
टाइम आउट था ना
This
टेक
Waylanders China.
Yeah.
It's serious.
Because it feels like it's more than just maybe not liking what they were coming in with. This is round 3. This is the first time they've got the guns up here. This, you know, it's against a bonus. You've got no ults to really play around either.
Yeah, but if you think about it, Camo is 2 away from his ultimate. Playing from the attack on Fracture, they can work towards just building that ultimate, picking up the orbs. And Nats is already on the Outlaw. We saw that beautiful piece of stats.
क्या टाइम आउट उठाया है क्या
He was brilliant in it. He's actually the op player for this team.
How many things can one man do? And maybe also just touching base on seeing the different agents coming out here. I'm not too sure. It looks for now to at least be a beginning of a start of a
वेस्ट साइड मारेगा वेस्ट साइड बहुत अच्छा मारता है
to split.
वेस्ट साइड और टॉम्सी अच्छा मारता है क्लाउड भी अच्छा ही मारता है और इसमें कामो अच्छा मारता है नैट्स तो मारता ही है बट टेक भी अच्छा मारता है के को पता नहीं भाई के को तो कभी-कभी चलता है
You need to be careful. There could be something specifically prepared just for this round because it has to be compulsory for Giant X to secure it. Remember that they decided to come here.
True. And that's a nice little combination of util to win out the space up towards Dice. Kamek going to work a little bit further forward, but you're looking at the rest
Look
of
at
the
where
pack
Cloud
too.
is already.
Yeah, and well, Cloud, the one to get Patatek down, so already massive impact here. Not quite the Boaster problem they had earlier, but Kamek again going to take away Cloud. So
he's going to retrieve his Vandal.
Nice little upgrade. Plant going to come down, and a lot of the map now starting to feel pretty oppressive. Lovely little post-plant reposition too. This is going to be very difficult to try and play back in now. Round, that's huge for them.
And when we're speaking about expectations and when we think about what happened last
गलत
week
किया
on
भाई
this
गलत
map,
किया गलत
many
किया
of those rounds should have never happened. They were losing a lot of advantages, a lot of 1v1. Everything was going on the side of Foot. So seeing this confidence coming in from them, how they want to play the post runs, how they're responding also to the way the Giant X wants to retake that space, how they're inspecting everything, and they have someone covering every angle. Looks very good. That timeout was definitely not effective enough for Giant X. We understand, you know, we see the push. You need to start eating a little bit off terrain, but we've seen this in the previous round as well, just trying to prevent a little bit of a push.
GX का
I'm
पिक
just a
नहीं है
bit
क्या
worried already, because if you've hit that timeout early,
Same turret.
ये अटैक राउंड अटैक
Ziko.
साइट ही है हो जाएगा कोई बात नहीं देखा जाएगा
boy. Well, my worries were unfounded, apparently. It's early days still, but the way this is going, got to give credit to the man on the screen.
पूरा
Camo having an
ये साइड छोड़
absolute
दिया
belter of a start. Purpo willing to go for a challenge here, but the site's already been won out. The plant's already coming down. Camo's just going to be shouldering this. It's confidence galore. Nothing is standing in Liquid's way, and Cloud, what are you meant to do here? A 1v4.
Sounds
Oh, I mean, it is
That's something.
Cloud.
good to do.
I mean,
It wasn't cosmetic this time around.
Yeah, no, it's I'm worried about Giant X here.
I mean, just wait, okay? They lost the bonus. This is another eco, but I think it's has to do more about confidence, right?
It feels like it.
I feel like this is the kind of team, especially a player like Porco, he needs to have a good round to tune in, you know?
Yeah.
And that is exactly what they need. It's all about this fifth round. This is what has to get them into the game, because so far, Team Liquid are having a good time.
Well, look, if you wanted an opportunity for Purpo, 1, opts out. 2, he's got a giant rocket as well. Everything you'd need to have some impact. So if it's going to happen, you're kind of hoping it's right about now. Right place for it, up towards Arcade. Does he get any support here? So far, the answer is no. Very much on an island and forced to respect the utility forced forward. So, time to back away. It might be... I'm wondering if they give up the site. No, he's going back in on this. Happy to challenge on site. I don't know how I feel about it, but... Because you can see the swarm of utility. What are you meant to do here? A poor choice by Purpo and punished by Camo. Runner now starts to flood forward, but Kamek next in line to follow up. This is looking like a slaughter again. Tomasi and Westside still trying to make a scrap out of it. That's stunning. Westside with a double. Will at least put Nats on red alert now. Suddenly tipping the scales back through. Forcing Nats to play his hand. And he still feels that it's on for this one.
He's even dropped the operator. He wants to take this duel with the Vandal now.
हम बोला है ना वेस्ट साइड मारेगा भाई वेस्ट साइड बहुत अच्छा मारता है
Keeping that together, but I wouldn't be banking on that as how we get the rounds every single time.
It doesn't matter. For Giant X, this is a round that
Rounds
they
around.
needed. Exactly. They managed to save the operator. Yes, he was shut down, forced out of the position because of all the utility that was used onto him, but they still managed to turn things
Open
around.
में
Also
plan
important,
करने की है
important for Westside to turn in. He has to be hitting shots because his utility is not going to do much against the Deco. Take off.
And
Take
they
off.
did
Good
take
call.
the op.
Yeah,
It is
that's
back
my
in Purpo's
IGL.
hand. That's my IGL. No, the operator was recovered, so no harm, no foul, I guess, but I do want to see Purpo start rolling as well. We kind of highlighted confidence player here, but Liquid right back to business. Southside approach with a little bit of that lurk up towards Dish. I thought that was an absolute sitter for him not to beat, so now that's the operator scene. And they're going to carry on this path. They're all going to come down, and Cloud and Runner forced to split apart. So Tomasi going to start cleaning up the house here. That's lovely. One little crunch and a re-clear straight through sand, leaving Nats, who was spotted earlier, irrelevant to outcome.
It's so important also to highlight the smokes that Tomasi was using in this round, trying to give a little bit more space. Yes, we saw the ones from Kiko coming in, but it's so important when you're forced out of your position with our Armageddon, with that Tejo ult, to just have that coverage from the rest of your teammates and just picking out of the smokes, because everybody knows it works in scrims. You should do it in officials too.
These are confidence-building rounds, though. High tempo, high kill rounds. Nats, you're not probably going to get that spike back, so you've got about 40 seconds of just drifting around the map here, but you're looking at ults that are coming through now as well. We already just saw the Teo ult, but...
Everything for Giant X.
Exactly. There's going to be hopefully a snowball round for them, because they need it. Again, build back into this game. It should be at 2 to 4 pretty soon, unless Nats does something I've never seen. So, by all rights, Giant X are back in this series.
Yeah. He's going to have 18 seconds just to dedicate and, you know, use the time to speak about the next round. There's, of course, the economy is still good for them. They're going to be able to purchase on the next one. But even though that timeout after round 2 did not guarantee Giant X a win, still, I feel like they're starting to play way more confident. They should not be scared of taking certain duels.
Yeah, but I think it's just time, and more rounds we see going this way, the more Giant X start getting this sort of confidence under the belt, plenty of ults to play with.
क्या गेम किया भाई ये वाला गेम किया स्मोक लेट हो गया स्मोक लेट हुआ
last week him on the defense on this Brimstone, it's a match made in heaven.
स्मोक गलती किया
He's leading the board for Giant X as well, so yeah, the guy seems pretty good at it.
Yeah.
What's the look now coming out from Liquid as well, I guess, is the question, because they've had a couple rounds now held at the door, right? 5th, 6th round.
हम बोला ना कुछ तो गलती होगा कोई कोई गलती करेगा
has come into effect, but it feels like it's not the main proponent of the win, but it's the confidence, it's the space taking. Look at this, controlling that B main push out. Kiko has been nuts though.
अरे बहन
Sending him away for now. Trying to just calm the map.
Yeah. Cool things down a little
कामों को
bit.
कौन मारा भाई
That's by himself. Little progression, and then we go back. You know, you have to respond also to the utility that Team Liquid has been putting on the board at the beginning of the round. Same with Cloud.
Still got a decent amount of utility.
They're taking their time. I assume that maybe Giant X goes for the re-aggression. Waiting.
अगर ये
for those
spot
waves of
करेगा
that
तो
utility
stun आने वाला
to
है
come
भाई.
back. I want to see with all the setup that Westside has here on A, if he's going to have any effect. Let's take a look at how Kamek uses it. Boys.
Hey, ulti आ गया.
Good info already.
Cloud
That's
का क्या?
two players.
Cloud
gonna
का
be
क्या
together.
ulti
I
था
don't
वो?
know where the eventual
पूरा
end
info दे
is.
दिया.
And Cloud gets it for free, finding Camo straight through that smoke, it looked like.
Cloud का क्या info
So
था
already
भाई?
going to lose out that little punch on the way in towards the
30
site. You've
seconds
still
left.
got the setup there as well. But it looks like Liquid's going to be pathing through sand instead. There's 3 players towards the CT
Ulti
side.
आने वाला है तुमसे,
Still
तुम इसी
got
का.
one on site as well. The crossfires are brutal here. West side forced to fight forward into the Tejo utility. But he's found the gap! And he finds the kill as well. But Liquid leaving it late. 10 seconds. We've got ults just about everywhere.
Oh,
Purple
yeah.
trying to deny
Plant
the
नहीं होगा.
plant. And he might have just done that one. Runner on the follow-up. Panatek with nowhere to go here. 3 seconds. Does he even have the plant? He might just about have it.
Oi.
He's never going to try and defend it against so many. That's
Oh.
not going to happen. Giant
That's
X bringing this right back in.
कोई बात नहीं,
And
ulti
that
use हुआ
moment
है.
for our observers was definitely difficult to catch everything that was
Panic.
going on onto the side. All the ultimates coming in. I have to say, not for Giant X, like waiting for the right timing to use it. West side also responding. Yes, Cloud is the first one. He wants to get this information with just 40 seconds left. Finds one thanks to that info. But West side pushing here. Finding one. Forced
Yeah,
out of
ulti गया है
everywhere. And this one, that should have been the round.
Yeah.
Beautiful work from Giant X. Very well coordinated.
Nice! Big
They barely
round.
needed any words to perform on that retake. Same that we were seeing last week, I have to say.
Yeah, and for me, even
कैसा
seeing
big
Purple
round
using
भाई?
that ult to get the
तीन
impact
ulti
kill
use
for me
किया
is
है.
huge. Tick in the box, see him starting to get
DX
into
के लिए तो
this
big
zone,
round ही था
he's
भाई.
trying
3
to
ulti use
counter
करके एक
those
round
space.
निकाला है.
Up against Nats on that
वो भी वो लोग ज़्यादा अच्छा बाई में था भी
pressures
नहीं.
towards Arcade. Clearing through pretty deep. Kamek didn't. I don't think he got information on Tomasi here, so does he feel confident? Purpo could be overwhelmed. This is getting really close quarters. This is when it gets pretty sketchy now. Purpo does get forced away. And now you're going to see Camo taking the space behind the util. Crunch towards tower. Clouds are going to find Camo. Ult comes in Purpo, going for an outrageous shot.
Yeah,
Switching over to the
Camo
classic and
could be
does it, but the
निकाला.
barrel gives away the game. I thought he had it, but Kamek bulldozering in towards the site. Leaving it all down to West Side in a 1v3. Can't really deny the plant here. These positions are hard to break through. One right, one forward, one left of the camera. Just going to confirm where he is. Turns the flash, no one's swinging. And it's going to be step by step for Westside if he wants a chance at this. Look at the patience. You fight one, the next will swing. Kamek with a brilliant round.
Yeah, definitely looking comfortable here on the Tejo. And I have to say, I'm a bit sorry for the time that Purper's having. Yes, he's stopping the board for Giant X, but every single time they're going to try and force him out. And it was not only once, it was also the second time here, them finding the kills.
That's a kill.
And getting onto side, being much quicker. Change of pace needed for Team Liquid to get another round on the board.
But you're going to do that again. Is Kamek going to get you 4 kills in a round? Is Purpo going to get a little
He's
unlucky?
confident. He's confident. Runner is going to set him up. They're going to go for the same stun, and eventually he'll get the kill.
But I kind of like this adjustment as well. The operator now over towards the dish side of the map could maybe
वो क्या
slow
के
take
लिए
that
ऊपर
space
हवा
which
में
is
aim कर
popped
रहा
up.
था?
See how he wants
क्या
to
नहीं
play
हवा
it?
में?
'Cause it looks like repetition now from Liquid. They found an approach they like coming in through Arcade.
अच्छा, Cloud का
The
reveal
switch
के
up
लिए
of the
हो
Killjoy
गया.
utility. That's with Westside there. Tomasi around as well. The rotations coming in. And they're just going to leave one. They're just leaving Purpo on his own towards A. You can feel where that pressure's mounting towards. So Camo, again, goes forward, finds a victim.
Cloud
Looks
कैसे
for a
बाहर आ
counter
रहा है?
swing, wasn't there. It was Westside on the other side to take him away. Westside now couldn't get back in time from the flash, but it's trades on the site. Just pouring through the smoke here, leaving Purpo, who was pretty far away initially by Dish, with a long way around. A difficult retake with an op. Now with position noted. I'm surprised they went for that, but it was a double swing in the end. Palitak close enough by. And once again, nullifying Purpo there. Hard to get into this game for him, and another round for Liquid.
And it was a complicated decision, right? Maybe
ये
saving
purple
the
क्या है?
operator, maybe the call was, hey, they're low, they have some chip damage. Not that's going to change much with the operator. Maybe trying to retrieve a gun, but especially when Nats uses his ultimate, that would have been like
भाई,
the key for me
Pentatek का क्या sense
to
है
either
भाई?
reposition, maybe
शेक हो रहा है पूरा ये.
try for something else, but what a beautiful execute. I love how they're using the Tejo utility onto tower just to force him to either come out or just have a very unfavorable duel.
Yep.
At the same time that Camo is just jumping onto side. Night and day from the get-go to the race.
It is so
But,
different. Now you're going to see the economy
मैच को एक
In
बहुत
shambles
बुरी
from Giant X as well now, suffering after those couple of rounds strung back together by
टीम
Liquid.
लिक्विड का पास भी पैसा नहीं है इतना चिट्टे का बात है
Lockdown, I
भाई
guess, with
साला
Westside,
सच
but already seeing the Liquid have regained some
I mean,
composure.
Kamek
here.
can break it. It's not like he's gonna do much.
Yeah, it's very true.
You either use it on timing, like right after he uses it, or just, yeah, wait until around where he's dead.
ओह शॉट
Ooh,
में
okay, Purpo.
लो है
Give him
ऐसा
the-
Honestly,
give him the ghost.
yes.
Give him the
Pablo.
Guardian. Apparently that's what they need the whole time. Even the lockdown in. Oh, this
See,
is
Kamek is down. Time for the
एक को भी
lockdown.
लो है
this is
Thanks
huge.
for
This is going to
Pablo.
force them away from the side. They have to be in the open.
Oh,
Panatech wanted to try and do some damage on the way out, but there's nothing they
ये
can
तो ऐसे ही
do.
जीत
They
गए।
might get timed out of even trying to get back to challenge here. They can put bodies to work. Nat is the last alive, and he can't deny this.
भाई
Huge work from Giant X. Where the hell did those shots just come from?
I mean, it's still those retakes is so well orchestrated. Yes, Purple gets the first one. The moment Kamek goes down, it is time for the lockdown. We force them out. Every single piece that we can take for the retake to go our way, Giant X trusts in this round. This is the kind of shots that they need to hit.
And it's enough of a threat that there's a timeout. Liquid have decided to slow this down. Let's have a little look how it's. It is okay. So it is some
इसमें
coaching staff.
लिक्विड का क्या गलती था पता है ये लोग
Conversation
एक जगह सेलेक्ट कर देगा तो उसमें जाता है ये लोग मतलब रोटेशन नहीं दे रहा है
These two.
तो
So
ये
I
लोग
like
सिर्फ
it because
गैम्बल
it's not
करके
money.
खेल रहा है
It's not muddy. No,
Start कर
it
रहा
could have been way
है लिक्विड
worse.
को थोड़ा गेस
That-
करना
that-
पड़ेगा मैच को थोड़ा वैसे खेलना
Yes.
पड़ेगा
Did you see the game that Liquid played against Foot?
Yeah.
That was actual mud.
You know what? You're right. You're right. This is above mud level.
We have a Giant X that has asked for a timeout in round 3 after losing Pistol.
Yes.
That is now performing these retakes, and we have a Team Liquid that has changed the composition and probably kind of like guide them into picking
Okay.
this map.
Yeah, it's
That's
good.
not-
It's
yeah,
okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's impressive to me, one, that Giant X are doing this, and it's not just the Purpo show, for starters. That operator actually didn't have as much
At some
impact.
point, Lauren, it becomes the Purple Show.
it will.
He just needs to get online.
Yeah, it'll get there. It's just not there
It's not that-
yet.
we see the board. It's not that he's not getting the kills, but trust me, you will know when it's a purple round.
Exactly.
You
So
will know.
waiting for a bit of that. We've seen that kind of coming out from Kamek with like 4 kills around Camo, same sort of thing. Lots of impact on that side, but I do wonder which way this goes now. It feels like we're seeing Liquid going back to what was working for them, right? That kind of split on the north side with just Nats slowly pressuring as well from the B main side. So if you're Giant X, you've got to be a little bit expectant of this, right?
Yeah. Also, they have to respect the utility that Kamek has been putting onto Arcade. Using the drone here again. Same smoke. Like, they've repeated this.
And Purple's trying to play ahead here, maybe trying to find a little bit of a window of timing to play
And
from.
look what Tomasi did there. That smoke there.
Very, very nice. The Danger Man really is only Camo here. The rest down to Sheriffs and Frenzies. We've seen that Giant X are actually able to do it, but, you know, if you're talking about the buy at the very least. Now, everyone near on in attendance, barring Westside, who's still holding down that A site, just in case. Beyond that, Giant X have decent control of the site. Yes, they've given up tower, but that's fine. Cloud's still waiting for them to cross. You've got Purpo waiting passively. Spots out Nat. Oh,
Oye,
dear,
bhai.
he's not going to be loving that
फिर
one.
फिर तब लो है
Bit of a fumble.
अरे अल्टी यूज कर दिया
Ult invested too,
Huh?
but it's not going to affect Runner. I'm a little surprised they
Oi.
went for this, but Kamek
Oi.
making an account for it. A follow-up found.
क्या
Kamek
चल रहा है
out
भाई?
into space and potentially a weapon off the back. Both remaining players towards Canteen. Kamek's got so much space. This is difficult now. This retake is hard. These off angles are brutal to clear. Panatek in position, and apparently the pistols were all they
यहाँ
needed.
निकाला है भाई,
And Kamek,
Kamek जो।
what a sick round from him.
A pace of cut thrifty for them. Very important also at this moment of the game. Right
Last
after
round
the
को
pause,
इको लोग
understanding
निकाले तो
we
last
have so
ये
much
round इको
utility
ये
to
निकाल
just
दे भाई
leave for that postman. We're seeing that smoke from Tomasi, you know, just trying to give Purple a little bit of freeway. He's been pushed out of every single situation, trying to guard the sides and still not finding success. Also, Kamek, it's again night and day with the Sage in this. Like, this
What a
just looks
difference.
so much better. This is like in the previous game where we just saw Alpha and Jen.
Yeah.
It's like, this is so right. This is just so right.
Why hasn't it been this way since the start? But it is good to see it. Now, we are seeing the operator back out. And rinse and repeat. This seems
Yep.
to work for Liquid. That's got to have spotted people in that smoke here. Purpo, he's not having a game. The tag there, Camo, in the air, just gets legged, it looked like. The ult. Nah. And now the layers. This, oh god, this is all over the shop. Purpo's gone down, he's obliterated. Kamik just kicks in the door. Does get traded out in the end, but now you're going to start seeing this go into absolute pandemonium. Just Tomasi left alive, and they're going for the fight. Team Liquid looking calm under all that chaos in the end.
Yeah, and I want to see how they do on the second half, because this first, I am very, very surprised with how much. Yes, they repeated it around several times, but man, they were finding a way to make it work.
That's what you got to know. So I don't know how this goes on the second half. I don't know if they can repeat that sort of success, but we've got to wait and find out. Purpo's having a nightmare. Maybe it'll become a dream in the second half.
कामो 30 HP में 2 ले लिया भाई. आज लकी दिन चल रहा है क्या कामों का?
चैट आ जाओ, बुली करते सिर्फ नूब स्पैम करना, ठीक है? बुली करते, आ जाओ.
किसको बुली करना?
बुली करते इधर जाओ और नूब स्पैम करो.
किधर जाना?
बुली करते
भाई बीगी छोड़ा हुआ है, हम नहीं.
अबे सब्सक्राइबर ओनली मोड लगा के रखे, बुली कैसे करेगा इसको?
कॉपीराइट नहीं लगता है वॉच बट इससे म्यूजिक से लगता है, तो मेरा रेवेन्यू 0 है, इसलिए मैंने एड्स ऑफ करके रखे सो दैट यू कैन एंजॉय द. और स्ट्राइक ने बढ़ता है
एक राउंड मुझे लगा बी आ रहे हैं.
अबे कैसे नूब लिखेगा जब वो सब्सक्राइबर ओनली मेंबर ओनली मोड करके रखा है? तो विंग्स तो अलग ही.
Oh, they're waiting.
Oh, the
stun and the salvos.
Oh, the timing. That's so gutting. That was such a nice little like pocket play almost to try and bring that out. I like the idea, but they're hell-bent on trying to step the landing. I feel like that was a little bit too desperate in the end. Maybe back from that, but they want to try and press the issue. And now Nats and Camo left in a 2v3. Ain't Shell going to go down. That does deny Cloud. Can he capitalize? Camo can't.
मरेगा तू कामो, तेरे को पूछा रहा
है. Nats needs to get involved here because they're going hunting.
This 3v2 situation, Camo, of course, he expects to maybe get pushed.
दो बंदा लो है.
As we're saying, he has to wait for Nats.
Nats is close enough now.
HP is not the best for any of the teams.
No,
just
not
not
really.
having fun.
This is so tense. Camo trying. You take those when you get them. Dreamy gonna take down Cloud, but there's no way he can see where Westside and Runner are, surely. But with Nats on side, he's still trying to handle this. He's gonna get the top. He's. Oh, I thought he was considering trying to. The stall in this post-bomb isn't gonna be enough. That is outrageous and unforgivable. Pistol loss in the end.
Well played, यार. Well played.
Because why is Westside?
ये लोग push कर देना चाहिए था उसको.
I don't know. I don't know.
क्योंकि ये लोग गस नहीं कर पाएंगे साइफर का.
It's a high-pressure situation. They managed to get these 2v2 on their hands, getting both of the kills. Yes, Nats gets one there, but still. Team Liquid manages to get another pistol. He thought that. I don't want to.
No, Nats फिर भी कैसे मारा है भाई?
The pistols. Maybe pause before the pistols next time.
That's not good enough, right? That's not good enough.
Pistols. I mean, don't get me wrong. Against KC, even with losing the pistols, they were able to win. But that's like average of 4 rounds just lost. Playing against you.
You can only imagine the team talk after that one as well. Bloody hell, they're going to be ripped to shreds.
Nah.
No?
A different time. No, not the moment. Still, the game's still not over.
Well, I mean, after the game, you
Yeah.
know?
No. Maybe tomorrow.
In review.
Yeah. Close
Watch
the
it
night.
back. Yeah. Well, let's see if it turns around, though. Because this could close the account pretty quick. Considering the advantage that Liquid had, now if we imagine they convert here in the second round with the superior weapons.
And Team Liquid are already putting pressure onto them. Look at where they are.
Camos.
Turret's not really spotting much.
Darren क्या के लिए लगा
The
के
timing
रखा?
could have been devastating. Oh
ले
my.
लो
That's a find.
Darren किसके लिए लगा के रखा था भाई?
That's unreal. And Kiko does get forced out of the tower, but Liquid are so aware. They've just corralled them forwards. Kamek hasn't even got to sweat in this. He just gets the iPad out. Come on! And Cloud, the last one alive. It's just feels like they had the mini-map with everyone
Cloud
on
का
it. It was so
बढ़िया shot
simple
था.
for Liquid in this, it felt like.
I don't know why they pushed. They even lost, like, they didn't even get a single kill with the flank. Of course, the pressure was there. No, but beautiful round from Team Liquid. Feeling comfortable making this kind of calls, even on the second round. Definitely shows a lot of confidence and probably even Liquid that we want to see.
I think this does feel like we're starting to see some of that potential, right? They've been
And the
waiting.
utility.
Yeah, it's so good. Well, that's
So much.
It is. There's
So much.
layers upon layers of it. But with 10 rounds facing you down, double digits at this point.
Pips on no timeout? No?
There wasn't one. Because, I mean, you've got 10 against you. When are you going to use it? Next round?
It was like pistol round?
Yeah. Ooh. Okay, so early contact on the Prowler, so Cloud knows that someone's made a little bit of presence towards A main at the least. I think Shell going to go in a little bit deeper, but I like these trips here. Yeah, between Kiko and Nat sat towards these sort of positions, they're going to get value, but Tomasi does really well. Takes away any of that early impact, secures them the site, and will get them at least a plant. Yeah, plant indeed.
Yeah, probably they thought that they were just tapping it. You have to be sure. And they just thought it was a good idea to stick it. Still 3v4, GIANTX with very good positions to play this post plant. Runners still with both flashes.
I want to see it.
1000%.
It is impressive, even up
It's
against
nuts,
like
like-
arrays as
It's
well.
kinda
Because
like
it's
a
clear, it feels like
camera
so
phone.
easy.
What
Nats just has
seriki?
such nice little setups, but okay. By coming in, any
Nats
ults
का
ready to
camera
go.
कहाँ
2
पे
away
है?
from Clouds, 1 off from Purpose. So that could be something to keep in mind here. They want to get this control, get that ult early
Nats का
in
camera
position.
कहाँ है?
Now on the other side, the closest they have is Nat, so nowhere near as impactful in that. Tech looking to force Runner out, but everyone ready to support. This is much better from GIANTX, making this incredibly hard to play back through. Nice stall as well coming out. Timing there for Runner. Out in the open on the reload, not ideal, but Cloud at least does get a nice little upgrade on that front. Tomasi going to be watching the cross here, just shouldering that for now.
He catches
spot
Camo.
one. Yeah, that's going to be called through. Nice from Cloud. Good little communication between everyone. Much better. Cloud does well, and we gap close a touch further.
Yeah, and we see the smile on his face. Definitely the calls are working for this round in particular. Very well played for the side of GIANTX. Going back in the board, still 4 rounds separating them. That's just getting that little boost.
ओ भाग वही तो पूछे ये कैमरा कहाँ लगा है बोल के
Duel, like seeing that Nats is down is a free entry onto side. Yes, like Runner is going to have a little bit of a hard time just.
वो एक सैचल वेस्ट करके उसको कैमरा लगाने के लिए दिए
And Cloud having also the individual performance that he was having last week. Yes, we also feel it on the stage.
Yeah, you are. Now, we're going to see what ults come through here. Obviously, Purpo's now got theirs. Cloud got theirs. Purpo, nice. Nice little warm-up here. Maybe just needs a couple Eco Cobra moments, you know? Like, warm into the game a little bit. And now the confidence does start to build. But there are a lot of players, and there's still 2 more on this side. Now, I'm also keeping in mind Nats. His position, yeah, he is going to get west side, so that is going to be a free upgrade. And suddenly not feeling so safe.
ओए केको 2 निकाल लिया अरे
How the hell did Team Liquid just turn this around? Cloud is showing.
क्या हो रहा है भाई आज कामों का अब बोला ने कामों का लकी डे चल रहा
It
है
feels like every time they're at a disadvantage, and now you can see it. That's, oh, dearie me, devastation here. I genuinely thought GIANTX were on the verge of pulling this one right back through, but a pace safeguard Thrifty right under their nose.
Jesus, that was massive from Team Liquid, and I think that Camo also, you know, he wants the spotlight on him back.
भाई
Then
3v5
getting his
था वो
first
भी
2
इको
kills, yep, you know, kind
एक
of
इधर निकाला
expected.
चलो ठीक है कोई बात
Nats is
नहीं
always
यहाँ पे एक
behind you. It
यहाँ
doesn't
पे
matter
एक
where you are on the map.
फिर
It
यहाँ पे
doesn't
अल्टी
matter
पे
if it's
एक
at the beginning or if it's at the end, pushing you with an outlook.
कामों क्या निकाला है भाई
Okay, there's still no... Pretty calm.
That's honestly, that's calm enough. Calm before the storm, maybe?
I'll take it.
Yeah, we've seen when it's not calm. They've got so many ults here, Giant X, right? You've got so many big ults here. Oh my god. Purpo and Tomasi left in tatters. That is just an early dagger to the heart here for Giant X. Leaving Runner Cloud on west side with so little space to build back in on.
Now, the mid-round calling
इतना ज़्यादा
Cloud on
util
this
इनका
map was
बस.
great in this situation with how Team Liquid is playing, just being aggressive, going back, paying to the numbers, also the individuals just feeling so comfortable.
I don't know what's just happened here. How have they capitulated like this? I mean, credit to Liquid for a nice little push out there, taking a fight, but
this is 12 on the board.
Exactly, that's what I'm nervous about.
Now they need to get 6 rounds in a row to even take this to overtime. And maybe the trap the Team Liquid set, live in this Fracture, making them choose the first map. And if you don't pick Fracture, maybe you don't know if I'm going to pick it.
Oh, man. It's got to be a timeout after this one, even if they win it, which would be incredibly impressive.
Especially with the amount of ultimates that they have. They should have been preparing like for this
Man.
round. Probably that's what we were seeing. We were seeing from Team Liquid, right?
Being disruptive, getting their
using the ultimates from drop on the attack when it was Team Liquid using them. They do not want to be in that situation. And Camo is honestly, I want to see that head-to-head that we usually do with the stats because he's off the charts.
No, Camo's having an absolutely blinding series. Yep, well, little cast curse for you there. That's nice. And this is, they cost them weapons. It's huge. Again, yeah, Palitek's going to take away runners. That's 12 for Team Liquid. This is looking solid for them. I love the approach. Give me the timeout and give me that Pips and Cam. It has to be coming. But as you said, this just to get under their skin early, deny any of that kind of ideal execute potential with all of those ultimates was a huge call here.
Yeah. And now, of course, we're not going to see the timeout.
टाइमआउट क्या घर लेके जाने रखा है क्या भाई?
The weapon, yes. The problem is, again, you're giving it to the other coach. Lohan can be.
अरे मेरे भाई,
you know, they're going to use this.
एक टाइमआउट बचा है bro.
क्यों नहीं ले रहा है? The ultimates the Giant X has. Palitek is also one away from his.
ओ भाई क्या करना चाहता है? मैं तो पीछे कैसे जाएगा? भाई क्या हो रहा है? क्या हो रहा है bro? कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा है.
This is still up in the air. It's a brawl for Arcade. Tomasi with the Sheriff trying to get a little closer. Nice from Giant X. Happy to take a scrap on it. Kamek is dead. Giant X live for another day, but the ults got burned.
Yeah, many of them. I mean, at least it's a round that they get on the board. I want to see a replay of that. I do not put anything of ours on our
मेरे को तो कुछ समझ में नहीं आया. मेरे दिमाग को ऊपर से ये क्या हुआ है बोल के. क्रीम का अल्टी है, रेस का अल्टी है रिटर्न में. रेस को 120 दिए.
Look at this.
फिर ब्रिज का अल्टी आया है. फिर फेड का अल्टी आया है. हुआ क्या है भाई इधर?
So 5 more chances for Giant X to even bring this to overtime. Now we see a Liquid. Camo again going for the aggression. Just onto A-Hall.
पतिदेव का अल्टी है.
They're crunching them, yeah.
ये लोग तो पूरा अल्टी बेस कर दिया भाई. तोमसी का अल्टी है.
Some security to do so.
ओए!
Oh, he just turned away at the wrong time.
क्या timing
Now they're
है?
sweeping through. Nats gonna get himself back towards position. The plant's gonna come in though. And now we're looking at what they've got in the post plant. You've got Tomasi here with the ult, but the ult's going to come back rolling through from Patatek. No one there to work off from this.
No one follows?
None.
Very good smoke and molly from Tomasi there.
Oh dear, but Kamek's going to find runner so freely. Purpo trying to hold towards main, clean and concise on the shots, bringing it down to this 2v2. Camo's ult is going to force out at least one of these players, if not two, force them away towards CT, but the time is ticking. You got to get moving, and Purpo slipping between all the util, doing everything he can to try and keep his team in this. And Kamek is desperate, and he can't find it. Purpo finally getting some of that form here.
4K for Purpo here. This is one of the rounds that definitely get you online. And do not get me wrong, now the money is, you know, at some point it's going to start becoming an issue. And this is the Giant X that should scare you, right?
Yes.
Like, yes, you put that pressure, we have an instant response to just go onto site. And even with how bad the situation looked, this should have been closed for Liquid. The way that Tomasi's playing, seriously. Like on this map, on the Brimstone, it's massive. 1 HP there, and it's actually going to be Team Liquid requesting the timeout here. Because as I'm saying, you need to close this one out.
You do.
It looked pretty, yes, we were surprised, yes. Can you put this on the board?
It's elimination on the line.
Hey, look, the last round is always the hardest one, okay? How good are you at drawing the chances things? You can't do it right now, we're in...
Oh, sorry.
But I just mean in the future, I don't know if
I will
are
try.
you confident?
I will try. It's just that yesterday I didn't even know that this was like the tactile streak.
The
Nobody
touch
told me.
So sorry.
It's okay.
That's on me. That's on me.
And I was just like, tapping, you know?
We'll get working towards that. We'll see if you've got the skills for it. It's difficult. Mini, awful at it. Awful.
Really?
Shocking.
He's a coach, isn't he? Yeah.
You think he could draw a 6 or something? Absolutely not. For now, though...
Honestly, Brits.
Okay. Well, why am I catching strays in this? But we are going to be seeing... How many chances?
Oh, is it on the other side?
We could do it there. That's fine.
But isn't nice 4, no? It's alright. Isn't it like it ends perfectly?
Yeah, do you know what? It's not the worst we've seen.
It's never perfect for you.
Okay, Bucky's Sheriff. Speaking of not perfect, the purchase from Liquid. It's what they can try and muster together. We've got
मेरे को लगता है
Ult on the horizon.
12-10 में हारेगा.
Certainly not here yet. They're trying to get a little bit
13-10
close,
मारेगा.
trying to pressure
चलो,
those
देखते
extremities.
हैं.
But on the other side of
13-10
Giants,
मारेगा.
you've still got Tomasi with his. You've
पर
still
ulti
got
तो सब
West
use
Side
कर
pretty
दिया
close
भाई.
as well. You've still got Purpo building back
समझ का भी
towards his
ulti
two.
रखा हुआ है.
Stronger and stronger by the
हम को
second.
ulti आने वाला है 3 का बाद में.
Is the name of the
इसका
game. Torp's
purple
going to
उठा लिया, अभी
retrieve that
दूसरा का
orb,
बात
putting
है.
him 2 away from the showstopper once again. Are they going to decide to rotate onto A, west side, just covering that
जाने
flank?
का
My man
chances
was
है, bro.
playing by himself. Are they going to expect Paddy Tech?
झूठ नहीं बोल देगा. ओवर टाइम जाने का chances है.
Oh, the timing. I feel like if he just held that, he was still good for one. You're not going to really peak on this, are you? No. Okay, time to back away. You felt enough of
अच्छा
that
push किया
pressure.
रे. अच्छा
I
push
would have
किया.
loved that if Kamek would have been ready to follow with the South.
पर साइड
That
कोई नहीं
would
लेकर.
be so
ओए यो
He still
शाबाश
gets
शाबाश.
his.
Fine.
Still going to be good for
क्या
one.
मारा?
Kamek can now make this a little bit uncomfortable.
अच्छा util
But
था.
who's willing to put life on the line?
पूरा का
or do they
पूरा
just
hold कर दिया.
freeze for a
साइड
second?
खाली
It's
इनको
very
समझ में नहीं
important
आ
that they
रही
go
है.
back in this 5v4 situation now that the smokes have gone down.
I'm
It's time to take a breather. Yeah.
Yeah, I get a little scared. But the smokes are back in, and it looks like Liquid... I know, it would have been nice to get it, min-maxed out, but...
ulti आने वाला है.
Different priorities.
पर बहुत
Tomasi
गंदा
actually
ulti
going
था.
to force the ult now. They were already somewhat ahead. I feel like that could have been utilized a little bit differently, but let's see if it works out for them. Liquid, though, going to start working their way back through already. Traded out. Cloud is down low. It looks out of sorts here. We're down to Purpo. We're down the west side. They need to stay alive here. How has it come down to this? How is Purpo the last one standing? Liquid, again, the broken bye is more than enough for them to make it up to 13. And Giant X, I'm sure, will be so frustrated.
हाय
with how close that
कैसे
could have been.
bro.
Yeah, exactly.
कैसे
Again,
इको
the
सिको
pistol
निकाल
rounds
रहा है.
working against them, but I really like this team Liquid, how they doing, how they work with the veto, how they were able to make these changes. And Pansy, I cannot wait to see what we're going to see after the break on Splits.
Come back after a break, bro.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Get up now. Get up. Get out. Get up. Get up now. Get up. Get up now. Get up.
Yeah, get on your feet and move to the beat. Pour up some drinks and then we repeat. Yeah, chasing my purpose, need a release. Yeah, my life's a beach, I'm lost in the breeze. Do this with ease, don't play with my dreams. Yeah, it's so together, it's not what it seems. Heart of a tiger, life of a king. Yeah, chasing my bag, my feet in the cream. Running these laps, not losing my steam. I'm feeling good, this life's what I need. Don't intervene with my energy. Yeah, I'm in her scope like Jimmy Iovine. Yeah, no Superman, but I'm feeling supreme. This not a movie. movie, but I'm making a scene. Yeah, I can tell you how to live your life, but you just gotta get up.
Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up now. Get up. Get up now. Get up.
We just gotta live our life, we paying a price. Piece of the pie, I need me a slice. Yeah. Rolling the dice, the scariest spice. Sticky like rice, the tricky reprise. Yeah. Love will suffice, I suffer in silence. All alone, I'm lost on the island. Let's spread peace and less of the violence. Sebastian Bach on yachts playing violence. Yeah. The flowers violet, give me my rose. This for my city, all for my bros. Did it alone, so far in my zone. So raise your glass, let's all have a toast. I can show you how to get like me, live your life till you die. Yeah, look, I can tell you how to live your life, but you just gotta
get up now. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up now. Get up. Get up now. Get up. Get up.
What a fantastic start for Team Liquid. They lead 1-0 in this elimination match. I am your host, Yingsu, and I'm back here with Billy here next to me. I mean, Liquid, they just came out swinging. They look good, but the second half was just all them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think from Giant X, we hadn't seen their fracture yet. I wasn't sure what exactly we could have expected, but yeah, it left a lot to be desired. I mean, especially on that defense.
It did indeed. But let's talk about the comp, because I think a lot of us wanted to see something different out of Team Liquid. We heard it from Milan. He felt like this was a lot stronger, opting for this. And of course, finally having a duelist. Did you like this, Billy?
Yes, I very much liked this. It was very nice to see Camel move over from that Gecko onto the Raze. He looked so much more comfortable. You got the explosivity, you got the firepower. He was able to just go into site and be able to dismantle any sort of defense. And that really was unfortunate for Westside, because Westside, we usually see him doing pretty well in these situations. But yeah, just the Killjoy not really having any impact at all with him moving from the Gecko onto the Raze.
I am particularly impressed with Camo, because usually when he was playing duelist, it was always the Jet, and he was fantastic on it. To see him kind of broaden it a little bit on this fracture with this Raze, very successful. It kind of makes you wonder why they didn't just do this in the first place.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they're showing it now here at Elimination. We do have another round that we wanted to bring up as well, because this was like just another level, Billy, of shenanigans.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm sure it was round 7. But anyway, this was just, you think of Valorant, you think of the amount of utility that you can use. It was all in on this one. We had 2 orbital strikes committed at the same time, by the way. You had Team Liquid's Rolling Thunder come in. You had Giant X Showstopper come in, which to me felt a little bit desperate in this moment. And then again, you've got the Raze utility coming out, trying to deny the plant. But yeah, it's unfortunate for Patty. He's not really able to kind of get himself out of that situation. And although I said it felt desperate from Giant X, it allowed them to put a round on the board.
Here's the problem though with GX, because when they could put a round on the board, you know, everything was going well for them, but it still was a little bit too close for Comfort. And especially when it came to first engagement, only 4 rounds converted out of 10 first kills. They threw 2 5v3s. This is what they were doing last year. This is what they were doing the year before. We've heard Pipson scream at his players at times when he was calling timeouts about how much that frustrated him. And speaking of those timeouts, round 3, Billy, we do not see this from teams ever to call a timeout this early.
Yeah, very early timeout coming up from Giant X, but I think a little bit of that also is just, okay guys, let's just take a breather and figure out how do we actually adapt to the changes in Team Liquid's comps, or at least that's how I think. Like that's what I would presume was going on in this timeout, is okay, we've prepped for this, but actually we're seeing something different come out from Team Liquid. So yeah, they needed to take a breather and actually change up the plan that they had originally come up with.
Yeah, and Waylander was speaking quite a bit as well. We didn't get to see it in that clip, but he was in that timeout too. So I wonder what they have cooked up for the next one, because this is where I'm very interested to see how many duelists we're gonna get, who's gonna play those duelists, because we know Kiko can play duelists here, Runner can play duelists here, Camo, Purpo, they all play the Raze at one point or another. As we take a look at Agent Select, it looks like Kiko, I'm so glad I mentioned it, he is gonna play back on that Raze, but also a little Cloud Vice.
Okay. Do you know what? The Cloud Vice, I'm kind of vibing with that, to be fair. I had a little bit of a suspicion that Westside might jump onto that Viper. You know, we are used to seeing him play the Viper. So yeah, I'm not surprised by them at all, opting to go for that double controller composition on the side of Giant X. But again, to go back to Team Liquid, very interesting comp. They're also deciding to opt for the double controller, and like you say, they've got the double duelist in there as well. So I mean, Kiko, we've seen him slay on the smokes, we've seen him slay on the duelist. Let's see how he can pick up this one going into Split.
And I will remind you guys, of course, Nat's when he was playing Split before, a lot of Viper, he had a lot of really cool little annoying things he would do. So I can't wait to see what we're gonna get here. Pansy and Kakuka, what do you make of this?
Mostly, I'm really excited to see Split, but we now get to see Giant X put under pressure, right? They gotta survive here. They're coming into a brand new map in some ways, at least in this regard, right? They've come out with a totally different comp. We're starting to see Vice coming in, and it's tournament life on the line. On the other side, Liquid, first time we see them here as well. Different lineup coming out. What are we making, Bayer? What are you making of these comps? Which do you prefer?
I mean, I do have to say that I am a big fan of the double duelist. I think that the things that BBL showed could be doable within this map, especially starting from the attack, a position that Team Liquid knows is going to start after picking this map. It's beyond excitement what I feel, especially after the game that Camo had on Fracture.
If he can keep that level up, it would be nuts. And I need to see a little bit more from Giant X over the board. We've got to see them tying up on those anti-ecos. Too many small mistakes costing them a big amount. Away we go. Liquid on the attacking side. Of course, Giant X on the defending. The crisscross over towards Heaven, and the blind. The flash from Runner was good. But the trade's still there. Pantec and Camo are still doing damage. Spike is left towards ramp for now, and this just feels like that same sort of pace. Purple forcing the fight and falling does give Liquid the match.
हाँ, एक और राउंड फिर जाएगा क्या लोग का भाई?
That kill onto mid.
एक और राउंड फिर जाने वाला है.
Going back onto Garage. He probably wants to see where the Vice is playing.
लगता है अभी मैच आधा घंटा में खत्म होगा.
That sheer.
Hello.
Oh, well, he knows now.
पूरा स्पॉट बता दिया भाई.
He's trying to work for the sheer and probably trigger it here. He's just gonna go in. He don't care.
He's sold the rotate. He's pulled both players towards B. Tomasi's here. He knows where Cloud was. He's just been caught drifting up towards Heaven.
दोनों को ट्रिगर करके ही मिड से जा रहा है भाई Nats का क्या दिमाग है भाई समझ में नहीं आता
They don't know the level of success that they've got from this.
And it's so important also that Camo is going to be the one planting the spike. Those Euro ultimates can be massive, and Nats is always good for 2.
Oh, it's stunning from Liquid. That was genuinely gorgeous. Lovely lurk from Nats there. I mean, it was something we always enjoyed watching him do, is that kind of understanding how the map's going to look late into a round.
Yeah.
And we saw it perfectly.
Yeah, but it was also the support, right? Coming in from the rest of the team. It's not that also Giant X did not expect the extra aggression coming onto A, coming onto ramp. They had a response for it, but it wasn't enough. With Nats being on mid, getting that kill onto purple, things started to get not the best, and that's 3 out of 3 pistols now for Liquid.
Nats का क्या दिमाग लगाया भाई
I
Nats
feel like you know what you're doing sometimes when you bring these things up. You know what I mean?
भाई भी खाली
I like numbers. I like a good spreadsheet. That's my love language.
Well-made spreadsheets. However, looking at this one, let's see if Giant X can get a little tricky. Can they do something out of the ordinary here? On the other side, Nats
ओए
just drifting away. The audio cues will be heard, but the timing. Look how they are about to be coming into each other.
अरे बाप
How did this just happen? How did Nats turn around on this? How they were running back? I just can't believe that they seemed aware that this was going to be happening. That they this was just unbelievable. The timing of this.
फिर लग जा रहा है
And look at the position now from Kamik onto the side.
Oh, this is so
Like I said, hasn't decided what they're going to do.
Just as they were coming in towards you, pressuring behind in sewer, you thought, oh, maybe they'd have like a good drop on one here, they could get down, that's cool. Oh no, suddenly there's a whole team there as well. Why are they still in spawn? Oh, Tomasi, this is a horrible situation to be in, isn't it? Look, he's already boxed in.
Again, Camo planting the spike. 4 orbs for him, 3 away. Getting that sheriff back to the role that we had in sewers.
He's gone down to the charity shop, trying to get a little something. He's been out
पीछे जा रहा है अगर इसका गन गिरा तो
picked
गया
up a nice sheriff.
अब एक
That's
काम
all he's getting.
And that's what only playing with the ghost. Camo's going to close this one out. And as expected, round for Team Liquid. I want to see the replay because I really think that it was a sound cue that they all turned around because the rest of Liquid was just rotating onto A. I would like to see if Nats saw something at the beginning of the round, right?
Something feels like they were... So here's the step. But,
Yes.
but Nats turns. Was he baiting this? It's the fact that Nats turned back around. They seem so aware of this push out. Like how is Nats so smart about this stuff? No timeout this time for Giant X. So leaving them to their own devices here, but
Time to jump.
I'm scared of Nats on this. I don't know what it is. It feels like it makes him just like 10 times taller. You know what I mean? There's something about this map and him. But let's see if there's... Oh my god, Camo just went straight in. What is going on here? Purple's been forced off. I mean, his confidence is sky high, and maybe rightly so. But they're sending it on this one. Kiko's already got sight.
Side still has
क्या चल रहा है
the
भाई
boom bot if they want to take control of screens. Patatek is going to be the one putting the spike up this time around.
And looking at the first little fight to kind of break
ठीक
down,
है,
they're
1v1
gonna trade out
निकाला है।
places. So, okay, yeah, you can take Rambo, we're going to take CT instead. But Kiko thinks, or
Kiko
maybe
क्या
they've
हो
seen
गया?
or heard
Kiko
or
ऐसे
be
क्यों जा रहा है?
aware that, yeah, Ram's now been pressured. Lovely on the first shot, good trade, but Kamek is still back there. Runners kept his eyes towards it. He's not turning away just yet, but it's Nats again. That late round presence, that late round pressure. I tell you, this map is his to run, apparently. Team Liquid with the third. I feel like he is the final boss on this map.
Yeah, especially with the Viper. I mean, in most of the maps, you're just going to be seeing him on the Cypher, on the Viper. Yes, is the lurks, but the awareness that he has on how to play these agents is what makes him nuts. Bonus converted for Team Liquid. I like the way that they're staying proactive, even if the spike is down, securing the spaces. Insane round. I completely agree.
I'm scared.
That's what Camo needs to do, you know, because he's the one that has the flashes, like he's the one that carries.
पिछला मैप भी गया था ना 0-4 चलो देखते हैं क्या होता है
available. Same orb, same setup from the side of TL.
And look at the
At some
Giant
point,
X.
Plan will go to A, you think?
मैं तो सोचा हेड लगा है
Maybe, but for Giant X, they also have that B main control. I'm surprised they haven't freed up some of the more rotations to try and maybe stack out A, trying to get some bodies towards it. as it stands, again, site is pretty much secured. Ramp, it feels rinse and repeat, but with worse weapons this time. That C's looked good, but it's Kamek to still make sure no one was going to get any threat on towards Patatek too far. So no individual opportunities being presented. This time around, they don't need to fight for CT. They still have that ramp presence. Oh, Kiko, clean with it. I need to see Giant get rolling. Man, this feels so one-sided here. Even just individually, get a couple shots in, you know what I mean? Just start feeling like you got some presence in this. Because this sort of like rinse and repeat towards A just feels like they're setting expectations and tempo and conditioning them that they're going to overcompensate, and then suddenly, okay, they're going to start pressuring mid. They're going to start going B.
But the thing is, think about the first match that we had today, right? Like Fnatic and Boaster was speaking about, you know, we were going A, it was working, they hadn't figured it out, so we just, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So they just kept going. Unless Giant X puts some pressure or gets onto mid or just finds a way to stop Kiko and Camel from having so much pressure onto the side. Oh, Cloud is up. Yep.
इसमें वाइस स्किल के क्या फायदा है भाई? समझ में नहीं आता.
And Liquid is like, oh, they have guns again. Time to go B.
This is them leading that sort of like cool tempo, right? They've got them absolutely in the palm of their hands, but still have to try and take that B side.
इसमें वाइस स्किल का कोई मतलब नहीं है.
It's a very good call as well, because with Camel having his ultimates and Nats, you would expect this AE execute one more time.
They cleared the corner as well. They don't know about the one player towards Vents early on, so that is a little bit of an X factor. They don't know about Nats either. He's going to hear all of this. Nicely done from Westside. Keep in mind, there could be someone else trying to play up towards middle, but they're on the side here. Liquid taking that time to just strike towards the side and play out from main. Pressure build through middle. And they are playing this so well, but it's still doable. Cloud alive in a 1v2 is never impossible. He knows where that spike is. He's playing just a pixel angle on this. Camo
फिर भी 2v1 कैसे हो गया?
And he swings, stunning from Cloud, and he's ready.
Gus आ रहा है, Gus कर रहा है.
Well, Cloud
फिर भी जीत गया
couldn't
भाई.
land the shot. And Kiko's the one to keep the scoreboard flawless for Team Liquid.
5-0 right now, and as you're saying, pretty flawless from the side of Liquid. The idea for this round, I'm saying, just you're aware of the ults that you have, just try and think of something different that we have not seen yet. And this duo of Camel and Kiko working so well on the execute. Yes, the util does not find much, but it doesn't matter because the reflex are there time after time.
3 oh, यहाँ पे गया game.
Cloud so close here. That's, you know, that's the difference in the end of them maybe starting to get this one going, but it is what it is. Liquid looking like this has got to be high up in their veto. They look really, really solid here. Maybe any team with Nats in it is always going to look good in this, but still a patient round. Maybe unsure if there was going to be some sort of stack or you know, an aggressive play.
Especially, yeah, like with all the space that Team Liquid is controlling and with the weak weaponry that Giant X has for this round, you would expect, and definitely Team Liquid respects that possible push.
And Nats has found.
No, they're just going on to Vents. They just want to explore the entire map.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to get a good read of what this A site looks like, at least now with this adjustment. He's got really deep positioning. Spots out some on that Vice util as well. Westside is aware that, you know, someone could have played towards Heaven, but at this point, are they going to carry on like this? It's kind of feigning that it's going to be this A lean, which has drawn the third body over. But they still need to clear out Purpo. These are Sheriffs. So it's not
give me
the
tower
biggest threat. Yeah, it is now going to be Runner kind of tucked down.
The TP, the util.
His position's known. Quick flash and tries to get out of danger. Can he get anything? No. So it is on Purpo over towards that B main side. He does win his fight, so that is a rifle recovered. Huge for him, and he has ult if the round feels even close to possible.
Oh, even if this 4v4, yeah, as you're saying, having his ult, Nats knows is a good call.
And look at the
to get this ultimate.
Kiko, if he goes walking through that, if he wants to, he's going to be behind all of them if he fancies it, but for now, we look to see if they can flood back in, get the pressure going. Camo forced away from the first angle, and Cloud does connect. Good shot there. Patatek still going to be playing towards the pit, keeping some security, forcing them to fight in that smoke, and it is going to be Kiko eventually with that pressure through Heaven. And the options and the numbers beginning to dwindle down to this 2v2. Hold on, Westside finding Patatek is huge, but the final boss is still here, and the final boss doesn't lose these situations. Red Bull clutch for Nats. I'm telling you, it ain't even just his side.
फिर भी कैसे 2v 2v3
And
था
again,
कैसे
with
ये
the shorty on
1v2
two
हो गया रे?
He knows exactly when to purchase the weapon.
क्या हो
We're
रहा है?
seeing a lot of the presence of the shorty in this rounds. The wrap up
यहाँ
from
पे एक ये
Kiko
4v4
also understanding
यहाँ
that
पे
the
एक गया
pressure, if it's
3v3
put onto Cypher
यहाँ
from
पे
the
एक
side of
लिया है
Giant X, that he
जो
needs to
2v3
take
था
control
यहाँ
of
पे
the
एक
tower
मारा है
and
2v2
to
हो
stay
गया यहाँ पे एक
angles
मारा अच्छा
outside of that Viper pit to actually help the team. Very close round still for Giant X, but it's not one that they managed to convert. And is this?
Is that right? Is it a liquid time?
It looks like it.
Maybe just because of the amount of ults for Giant X there? I'm not too
Yeah.
sure. We'll have to see
5 out of 5.
Because I'm not seeing Nats being the one to be talking here.
Oh, it's
Okay, it is, yeah. Okay, fair enough, fair play. Maybe it is because they
Yeah.
have that full hand of ults.
And the weaponry, like everything's coming online, and we're
Operator
also
coming
seeing,
out.
yes, the operator coming online for Purple. Yes, he was not very lucky on Fracture with it, but it has to set a difference on Split from the defense. Everything that they had to work for, they can do anything they want. They can play for the retake. They can put some pressure onto me with Westside's ult.
Okay, but I'm trying to see if they have anything that kind of checkmates it. They don't quite have Camo's ult yet to kind of bring in. They do have the Divide, which is incredibly useful, obviously. One away from Patatex too. There's a couple of things here that they could maybe lean towards, but I'm
क्या होगी
really curious how they try and get around their
क्या हुआ
expectation of
बेटे?
where Purple. Curious how they try and get around their expectation of where Purpo's going to play. Can they draw that out? Can they figure out where?
क्या हो गया हाँ
I'm looking at the Omen as well. Tomasi is starting to come back over towards B. There was enough presence noted, and I don't think there's any full commitment yet. That's the signal there. Nats now knows exactly where that operator is. Can they remove it quickly, or is it going to be a permanent threat towards it? That's the signal there. Nats now knows exactly where that operator is. Can they remove it quickly, or is it going to be a permanent threat towards the site? There's contact on both sides of the map.
No shame, you know, when he sees that. Also, Nat's not playing operator from the attack. Absolute fraud.
And look at the panic. They don't know where this is ending. The Seekers have come out because they're genuinely so unsure. Now, one man made it through the wall. That is going to be Kiko. Oh, the timing! Was Kamek up on the... How did Kamek see that? I have no idea. Maybe it is just bad timing. And Patatex found Westside. This is a masterclass. You felt the discomfort from Giant X in this. They still weren't sure where to put the players. And now the lurk in middle.
Nothing makes sense when you're playing against Liquid. Nowhere is safe. And speaking about saving, it's time to save that operator.
You think
Is
you can?
Nats going to allow that to happen? You expect it. There's no way you don't.
I mean, you may expect it, but he's still going to hit the shot on one. There's more. Nats is hungry, and he wants that operator gone. Purpo desperate to put up a fight to try and keep this in hand. He's got so many more targets coming his way, though. He tried to make a stand, but the op is gone. Ripped out of his cold, dead hands. Team Liquid look incredible on this map.
2 ultimates invested also for the side of Giant X onto this round, but as you're saying,
up on the
Lauren, yeah,
box.
he was up in the box.
So sick.
Absolutely beautiful, but I'm telling you, I don't think Cloud is gonna let that one go. Not playing in that same position.
I'm so impressed with Liquid
on
here.
the board.
God, I love Split. Seeing someone play this map like this is so beautiful to watch. And I feel for
Same with
Giant X.
BBL the other day. I was extremely impressed. Like, the BBL's plan with the Euro was on a different level.
It's so good to be seeing this map back in play, in my mind. I'm sure Giant X disagree at this point, but it is what it is, right? This is
Nothing's
just-
working for them. They couldn't even save the operator in the previous round. Like, absolutely nothing.
It's rough. It is rough, but man.
You're in this situation again. Camo 1 away from his ultimate, Kiko 2. So even though Giant X has those ults in their hands, for the next buy round, Team Liquid is going to have plenty to work with as well. And it doesn't matter if it's the post plan that we barely get into. They will have something prepared for the round. We're seeing Patatek now.
And it is still a bit of a half fight. You've got Westside with a rifle. You still have a Judge. Oh, Kiko gets Tomasi down, but hold on, they're holding this back here. We've got thorns littering the floor. We've got it. How did Cloud fall there? Did he just peek out into that, or was he just spam through? I'm not too sure. But Runner's position could have been even more, but it was Westside on the counter swing.
ये लोग रोटेट क्यों नहीं कर रहा है भाई ये लोग एक जगह जाएगा सोचने से वही क्यों जाता है
Taking a little bit
रोटेट
of
क्यों नहीं
that
करता है
extra risk with Cloud, but still, that pays off.
3 ulti use
Having
किया
that round, having also the balls to just go against the ult, just taking those duels even with the weak weaponry. First one for Giant X on the board. Of course, it's a long way ahead, but it's definitely doable. Not devastating, and definitely just good for moral.
Yeah, and I love the fact that they went on that deeper exploration towards A as well, pushing out. They're getting full info because it feels like Liquid are so slippery at the moment. Now we've got a bit of a stack. Oh my god, Purpo's away. That should be a kill, and it is.
It's like first of Valorant.
Answer back, Kiko. Oh, stopped in his tracks. That's sick. Okay, Giant X, there we go. Now I'm starting to believe a little more. Give me a game out of this. Make Nats work. Speaking of him working, he's got a free site.
Yeah, and the call is being given. Team Liquid is going to apparently retrieve this mid, and then the 3v5 situation was the Giant X just waiting towards B, and Nats.
You can see the pings on the map as well as CT. They're aware that someone could have slipped A, right?
They're
Especially
like, we don't know where Nats is. Everybody leave A. We do not know where Nats is.
Hits the panic button. Yeah. Everyone is ready and waiting. And Nats is also ready and waiting over towards Pillar. Now, they could double back. They can do all sorts of very slippery plays. Now, they've shown a little bit extra presence here. This is absolutely outrageous. So now there's going to be problems everywhere. That's huge, though. From Heaven, they still get the pick. Nats hasn't really revealed his hand, but there is a firing squad around this corner. Two are forced away. Nats does get the spike, but he's got 27 seconds. Right, so what does he do with this information? Camo's still up towards Heaven. They're going to try and persist towards A.
Here.
We're going to need a massive over-delivery from either Camo or Nats. Plants in, time's on their side. Camo, are you going to make the big man play here, or are we going to just try and play it out from Heaven?
Bring me the arsenal!
They're not taking any chances. Or did it catch the weapon? I think it did, but it doesn't really matter too much. But I'm looking at Nats' reposition through Heaven here. Doesn't get to be spotted. Camo's found a corner. Attack on the spike, someone has to react. Cloud gonna find Nats. He's been denied. Camo, though, slippery himself, does get caught. Giant X keeping up with the steps now. Second round for them, and a massive one to boot.
Second round in a row as well. I think that we have to praise, we were thinking about the Vice. Coming into this map, being on Cloud, we've seen them play, but I don't think it was Cloud running. I think it was Runner that was running the Vice earlier. So it's good to see that this place literally I have seen since the beginning of Valorant.
Yes.
This is like the first thing that you literally the first steps that you would take onto this map. But if it's what it takes, also combining this and the effect that the Razorbind has had on this round, I'm not going to say comfort for Giant X, but at least they wanted to stick together. It's still a 3v5. Individually, they're feeling very well. So let's not take unnecessary risks.
Okay, first kind of puzzle put towards Liquid. How do they adapt? We've seen similar starts like this with Camo. Lots and lots of pressure towards A here. Lots of pressure towards Tomasi, who doesn't like what he's seeing, trying to backpedal away, but he comes out of the blind at the right time. They are finding gaps to play in now. They are holding this back. Nats has a stinger, and he's not from Americas, and apparently his does work. So wild from him to find that. That's now a 3v3, but again, Bulldog here. The Phantom with Nats, but it's a stinger with Kamek. Operator on a retake, not easy. Okay.
Still do.
Oi!
Purpo's gone down. This was a round with a very light purchase from Liquid. This was not meant to be the big one to fight back on, but Cloud's going to get timed. Nats read it so well, but he's still got Patatech there. The number's still on their side.
Stinger.
How are they doing this? How are Liquid doing
कैसा
this?
timing हो रहा है भाई?
I swear to you, there is something about Split and the Stinger that I honestly do not even want to understand. Like, it works different on this map. They fixed it? No, they didn't. Not here on Split. It's probably time for Giant X to call a pause after this. Fighting from side this time around. A change of pace also from Team Liquid. Just going in very aggressive, putting all the X onto the same basket. And getting this round even with the weak weaponry.
Disgusting. We need to get Billy to do that. Billy, if you're listening.
Can you give us a disgusting?
Practice and then show us it and later. But okay, Giant X, I don't know what you're going to be coming up with here. You got 2 rounds. You got to buy.
Yes,
you're 1 off from the Seekers. You're 2 away from the Vibes Pit. Everything else, not there. I don't think they've got a full solution to this A take that has been pretty dominant from Liquid. I don't know how it worked with the Stinger. Nats finding that second on the side just feels egregious.
That's the kind of round that shouldn't have happened, and it just happens, and you have to live with it.
Exactly. But the problem is that
It kind of sucks that you're in an elimination match
Exactly.
and that happens.
this just feels like Liquid have found another gear. It feels like this map for them looks brilliant. The first map, the adjustments, it feels like so much work has been put in by Liquid since those previous games to now to give them a chance
They
of
had to
survival.
make all those mistakes. They had and they needed to make all those mistakes against a team like Foot. Really suffered yesterday.
Yes.
To get into this cat. Yeah.
I can't believe the difference we are seeing, but it's not over yet. Giant X, dig in. You don't want to go out with a whimper. You don't want to just go and lose like this. Right
Make
now.
them think that they put in the same position, but look at where the spike is going.
And it's Purpo. The big
Did he
man
catch
himself. He's got to be firing on also. We've been critical a little of Purpo because we need to see him start to hit, right? A high potential player. Need to see that in big games. I don't care about, early group stage farming and all of this stuff. Show me what you can do when it matters, when your life is on the line in these sort of games. But now I like what we're seeing, though, from Giant X. B main control, tick in the box, cool. This then gives them hopefully a little bit more confidence to go for that pressure towards A to keep those bodies here. But with that little bit of a lean through heaven, they're hitting rotations back.
Such a weird minimap right now with the positions that Team Liquid have, and most importantly, Giant X.
And
At
they've
least
gotta
playing
know
together.
now. They've got to know
Never
now.
mind.
They're trying to split through CT. Runner Seeker's actually maybe a little bit misleading, but still it's Kamik to find two. Liquid have decided to play this map however they want. The spike is currently in the defender spawn.
30 seconds
is
left.
what I'm telling you. So Kiko does get cleared. He should have spotted two players there. So do they turn around? They do. So they're going to go back straight towards Cloud. This is just decisions in the
Cloud's
moment.
got this. He's
But
got the
Cloud,
arrows.
he has to have this, Bayer. That is...
He doesn't.
It's 15 seconds. The pit's gone down. Does he get to deny the spike? It is in the standard position, and he
10
does.
seconds
Keeps
left.
coming down.
One
Oh,
enemy
it's
remaining.
gorgeous from Cloud. That is what they needed, some backbone here. But Paditek with 3 seconds, he hasn't got the time or the chances. Liquid overcooking this one quite some way.
Yeah, and that is 3 rounds already for the side of Giant X. Yes, they are sweating
Last
a lot,
round
but at
before
least
the switch.
we're seeing that confidence come back. They're having the movement, just keeping up. Yes, Team Liquid work with the map a lot. We cannot be sure of how much of it is clear. We have to be very careful. And as you're saying, sometimes the Seekers from Runner, not only in this run, previous round that he used it as well, on this map can be misleading, especially for the way that Team Liquid is literally everywhere.
It's bizarre. As you said, the minimap just looks ridiculous sometimes. Do we have a timeout? Wait.
Lauren.
No, I think we're going back in.
Yes.
We are back in the round. If you can't see it, we can. We'll keep you up to date. Don't worry.
Prowler being used, being destroyed as well.
It looks like a start. They're trying to feign it. Looks like this A presence again, right? Trying to keep these players here. And look at
First
the
also
slow
that
creep.
molly.
Look at the creep straight through B main. They're going to be out so early on this. That B main, they
Tomasi.
had no idea, but the saving grace is Tomasi. Sets up
Spike down,
Purpo
B.
with that paranoia. There was a moment it could have gone so badly wrong. They were so close
I have
to
the
being a
spike.
dagger in the back, but the only saving grace is that the spike is recovered by Kamik.
It is actually this earlier plays, this very 2020 actually kind of ways of stopping the attackers that is working for Giant X. They're using that
Vintage.
paranoia that, yeah, it's going back to basics.
Maybe it's what they needed. Camo's working with far from ideal. Does get through heaven, but the site is not safe. Trying to, again, cause these over rotations, which I guess they're doing, but they're still trying to work late back in towards A, where we've been seeing
at
brilliant
Paddy.
work from Cloud.
And Camo. The timing.
This is
West side.
it is all timing, right? Like Purpo goes down, but it's West side to win, so they kind of trade up, but the numbers are still so favorable towards Giant X.
remaining.
It's fine, runner's fine. There was no chance there, I swear to you. But Kamik is in a similar position. Now, does he still expect runner? He looked away for a second. Okay, Giant X make it through what felt like the most bizarre half there, right? They've carved out 4 rounds, which is what they need, Bear, because they are not brilliant on these pistols sometimes.
Especially towards the end, I think that the cooking from Team Liquid turned into overcooking and it ended up burnt. Especially for this last couple of rounds, and kudos to Giant X for keeping that performance. But let's see how they do.
Individual, like, room to play, and I think that is let me play more confident and played more to my play style. I think that last year I was pretty limited and I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do. And I think this year Lohan really sees that I can play my role and I'm a really good individual player, so he gives me a lot more freedom than I had last year. And I think that regardless of the switch, I think that it would have been just as good this year.
Let's go. Join up. Break close line. Close. Together. Gap. Right between. Let's speak together. He's on me -4.
The VT location I'm most excited for would be Bangkok because I'm half Thai. So my mom really wants to go to Bangkok. So if you make it, it'll be really fun.
One more. Camille. Nice. Good. Patty. Incredible utility, my boy.
And the sights will be still set towards Bangkok here. Survival of the fittest, it feels like, between these two. And as it stands, Liquid are very much in the lead. 8-4 on the half. Map 1 also in their favor. What do we see as a chance here for Giant X? Surely there's something, or is it too little too late?
I don't think it's too late. I would like to see them start with the pistol. It would be the first one for them in the series. Yeah, and I feel like it's like the Pendim homework that they have to turn in if they want to go and pass on to the next year. But I'm also thinking about this defense. I wonder if Camo's going to go on the operator, because we were having the conversation of how is Nats the one that's playing the op and the outlaw. I want to see if with this double duelist composition they want to go for that. Maybe double operator.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see.
24 kill revive.
For now, Giant X going to be kind of faking up towards ramp. You can see where the spike is. It is non-committal. Not into it. Holding off. And they want to re-clear. Nats has found, I don't know if that's really a corner to play in. Not sure what the plan was there. Maybe I've missed it, but Purpo certainly doesn't miss. Panatek's gone down as well, and they've had the easiest start to things that they could have dreamed of. We've been saying these pistols have been evading them. Kiko now knows they are on the way. He said he wants to go towards Bangkok, and maybe he's given them a solid chance here to get there. But it's down to Camo in a 1v2 now. Cloud and Run are still alive. Plant not in. Oh my god, he's seen both. He's got a chance. Caught mid-air. Cloud drags him down. And Giant X finally get a pistol.
Yeah, a little bit too eager from the side of Team Liquids. We were seeing Nats just getting onto that corner. Very similar to the pistol round that we saw on the first half. But them just finding these openers and then just moving as a pack. It doesn't matter if you go down. There's still that follow-up. Beautifully played from Cloud there at the end. No smiles for Lohan this time around.
0 smiles. Lots of head shakes.
How dare they lose one of the pistols to Giant X? Seriously?
But hey, some of the anti-ecos have been rough. But this one has very little threat to it, right? This has 2 sheriffs, and the other side should have everything they need, right? So we're looking at, is there a stack? Is there anything naughty going on? Well, there was a little bit of a stack towards B. That's about it. Beyond that, it's kind of par for course, right? You're looking at how clean can someone like Giant X now keep this. They want to try and march this one back.
Ooh, that was almost a kill onto Patatek.
Got a little closer. Down
the
to
dog
21.
onto side. But at least the stack is not here is what they're thinking right now. I think that spotted Camo at the end. They're just going to play all together, except for Tamazi.
He has been heard. You can see him looking up in case that TP was above. Going to hear the steps towards Sewer, so Patatek actually might have a little bit of timing here. He's going to hear this. He now can kind of freely call, no, they are definitely going A. Heard the rotation. Get ready. Camo is by screens. That could be a 1. Any more would be very, very good. He does a bit of chip damage. I'm still a bit worried about this position. Patatek, almost got a little bit nervous there, but he does really well. Don't know if he's going to have the info up towards ramp as well. That sets up Nats here. Starts to get in towards this west side. Is in trouble. He's surrounded. And Liquid are starting to make him sweat this time. Purpo and Tomasi, this is never meant to be the close one. We said those anti-ecos weren't clean either. But what more can they recover? Nats got the Guardian. Sheriff still with Kiko. Patatek still there. Util, I don't think is around for a second or two. So they have to try and work this one out. Try and draw those crosshairs away. Try and set up someone to swing. Oh, it's Kiko as well. Devastating for Giant X. That is a heartbreaking fumble in the end.
And also, wasn't Camo the only one that had a sheriff? This is not one of the rounds that they even invested on. And it was on the communication, on the fundamentals, isolating these duels and trying to get the best out of it. As we were mentioning, the way that Nats was playing onto ramp with Patatek, they were getting these kills. The beginning, you think that for Giant X, when you hear those classics, that it's going to be a safe round. And that's what you get. Oh. How easy is it, Patrick?
I think it's pretty easy, guys. Yeah. Well,
क्या
this
चल
is
रहा है
how
आज
you got
कीको
more
का?
Thrifty to...
कभी कीको मारता है, कभी
Almost like
कामो
they didn't get
मारता
the
है.
pistol, but now we come in. Okay, so
Do
Purple,
we count that as they didn't?
they've got to have one. We give them one. So Purple, Vandal, right? You got the big gun. Show me what you're going to do with it. Show me a little something here. You've got a set-up kill. Kamek couldn't quite get that. I guess that was a shorty out or something out in time. So that's perfect. Right, you got the foothold towards the site. You got flung in, and you did what you needed. Plant's now in. Time is on your side.
Hey, if they can give it back, it doesn't matter what happened on that second round.
Correct. We are all aboard the train. 5 more seconds for the Horn to come back in. Prowler's still there to be used.
So interesting, because Cloud left the wall, the shear in the back. So even though this flank is coming in here,
should be noted. Yeah. Trying to go together, they do. Not bad. They're at least going to be considered, but there's 2 of them. Now timing is starting to run a little low here. They've got to get a speed up, and actually it's working out. What? How are they all just falling like flies? Westside could be called upon in a near-on impossible situation. How has this happened again? I genuinely thought they had some really good positions on this. They were aware of the flank. They had everything they needed, but the timing from Liquid was just picture perfect.
Waiting, also seeing how to work with the wall. This is the same as we watched in the previous round. Guys, listen, communicate, we can do this. It doesn't matter if they have the upper hand, if they got the first kill, the spike is down, clock working against us. Nothing seems to be stopping them. This confidence is definitely what they're going to be needing if they want to keep progressing.
Ooh. It's a bit tense over in that side of the camp.
Yeah, it's tense. Very good retakes.
Solid.
Solid for Team Liquid so far.
And of course, Liquid did have, better weaponry and all of that jazz, but having the sight, having, a recovered
it was very
weapon,
well timed out.
It was. It really was. Like, I do want to give credit on the timing of that one more than anything, but we go back in. It's do or die time, Giant X. If you want a chance to even stay in this tournament, to stay alive, to get a shot towards Bangkok, you've got to turn up now. No ults to play here. And already a 1-for-1 trade out. They've lost out on Tomasi, but they took away Kamek. So Smokes, I guess, a little removed. Still got at least a little something to work with.
Taking their time now. They're forcing Nats out of this position, but again, you never know. He might go back. He has repositioned. And now it looks like they want to walk towards A.
ये लोग का दोनों का पास ऑप्शन नहीं है. अटैकर को A पे जाना पड़ेगा और डिफेंडर का वाइपर का बाल भी
Keep an eye on it, he just gets diffed. Nice from Purpo. Okay, red carpet starting to be rolled out here. Camo, the only one in the way. Ooh, he's got the timing on that too. Do they still expect him here? Do they still clear diligently? They don't. He's toying with their expectation. Last time behind screens, now seeing that little bit of an off angle instead. It's lovely. They don't know where to look. I'm telling you, keep your eyes on Camo, but it's Kiko from up on top as well. It's all on Cloud. A 1v2 is doable for this man. There's a time to shine. It has to be now. He has to find Camo. The spike back in hand, 9 seconds, and Camo's only got 10 HP. Cloud, try and find him. Oh, ring a rose, here we go. Camo, does he play it perfectly? He absolutely does. He just had to stay alive, and Liquid making it up to 11.
What a performance that we've seen for Camo today. Like, this kind of rounds, playing with the timing, knowing that he's got lesser hand, and also the balls. Like, he was 10 HP behind the wall that could have been perfectly spammed. Exactly. Literally from heaven, but with the time against it, Cloud did not have that much impact. This beautiful showstopper around that we could have thought could have been for Giant X.
Could have been.
It is going to be calling out for a timeout. Give me that Pips and Cam. He wasn't happy last time that we checked on him.
Yeah, I do want to see that. Because it is the last check-in, right?
Yep.
This is when the money's going to be gone. They're going to be down to a scrappy buy at best. You're going to see Guardians, Sheriffs. Yep. You got ults on the horizon, though. Doesn't feel like a chat about ults. It feels a bit of a wider conversation. Gotta make it count. So much potential, so much talent. You could say that about both teams. I think that's where my credit gets put towards Liquid with their work recently. How they've reinvented themselves. They've adjusted in a very short amount of time. They look great here on Split, enjoying what we're seeing. And again, those change-ups on Fracture were perfectly timed.
And also here on Split, I think that after what we saw last week, very little people had hope, actual real hope that this could be the Team Liquid that will make it back to this international events, that was going back to what they were once. And right now, they're 2 rounds away from playing again tomorrow. BBL's waiting on the other side, and I'm telling you, tomorrow they're banning Fracture.
I mean, I wouldn't want to keep splitting either, really. I don't know. It's a little bit wild.
I would love to see Split.
Whoa. Nats might be dead here. Purpo. Nats tried. But, oh, Purpo, are we really going to be trying to knife a body when you've just been absolutely backhanded by Camo? That's a little brave at 5 rounds, mate. Now, I don't know, there's still a chance here for Giant X. They're digging in on this one. Okay, they've swarmed Pillar, they've got the B site, they've got the upgrades. Plant should be next. This is all ticking the box. And Kiko's got an Outlaw, which, I mean, could do well, but it's pretty tough on a retake.
Yeah, we were speaking about how the buy wasn't the best one, but it doesn't matter. You work with what you have. You use that ultimate, that showstopper at the beginning of the round. With all the utility, very well commed as well. Haditech is going to trigger that shear, but him and Kiko on a 2v4.
Uh-oh. Kiko. Still by Yuto here. That's going to force Runner, I imagine, a little out of position. He's actually alright, just actually soaks the damage on it. Okay, that's Tomasi found. Any more? We're looking for what Paditech can get here. Uh-oh, that's Cloud gone. Hold on, the time is close, but oh, West Side. Alright, Kiko, you're nuts. It doesn't change the outcome, but you're still nuts. That's 6 for Giant X. They are clawing into this, clawing on.
And if Giant X would have invested in this round, it would have been absolutely massive. But remember, they were not putting out a lot of money. We're seeing in the replay here how the paranoia is perfectly timed. Nats trying to avoid it. And actually, Purple has a second thought when he sees him jumping. We have seen how this rocket goes sometimes. Beautiful kills now, just walking onto side, being a lot more explosive, right?
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
Like you have the Sky, you have the Omen. Like use that paranoia. That can be so effective. Yep. It's okay, Pipson. You got the round.
I'm so scared of him. Pipson has just like this incredible aura of fear. Purpo again, he's starting to heat up a little bit though. That's good. They need that, right? If he's going to get you a kill
on the board for them,
and their opener is Purpo just walking in, just taking out Camo. It's a dream come true, right? You've got so much more to lean on now, so much more to explore. But speaking of exploring, Kiko's out and about.
Yeah. It's not going to find anything just yet. Of course, and all the pressure put in on from Giant X onto mid, forcing that molly from Nats.
The timing on this, after the last round, he's got to be feeling good too, right? Confidence,
are they going to expect it?
Sky high. The timing is everything.
Timing, literally.
And they've got 3 players on B to stall out. He's seen one. He's patient. He's waiting. The trigger. Discipline is absolute perfection. And he dips. He doesn't want to stick around much longer. He doesn't have to. The damage is done. Leave it to Paditech to pick up the mantle. Almost a 3K on the spray. But it's a 1v1. TP, ease off. He didn't want any of the smoke towards B. Gonna go for the plant here. Play it safe. Kiko is on the way, though.
Is he gonna play it safe or is he gonna look for the duel? Still has that paranoia. Play it, so you're saying a little bit more safe, but he doesn't know where Kiko is. Last time that they checked, he was pushing on from behind.
And the timing on this Kiko, have you read him somehow? Have you got any idea where he could be? It's all a guessing game now. A complete mystery.
2 smokes for Tomasi as well, like all his utility.
And Kiko's let this one just slip away from him. And I think he knows he's not found his man. He's running low on time now.
Yep.
And Tomasi.
No.
Oh my god. Oh my. Bayo.
Lauren.
Bayo.
Does he?
Yeah, he does.
No.
Yeah, he does.
अरे भाई Tomasi सोचे कि ये सैचलिन साइड किया है पर वो सैचलिन पे तो सीट ही किया था
just happened.
That happened. Giant X had the opener. Then Kiko went on the push. Massive time in here onto Runner and Cloud. Oh, it's gonna be massive. And it was.
It's just the end of this round,
It was
right?
less than 2 seconds.
Why are we here?
Like, he did.
Yeah. Same. Why? Anyway, let's see if they can recover after what could be the most tragic of losses to get to 12 rounds in a game for survival. Oh, dearie me. There's some method to the madness I'm missing. Feel free to tell me, but
Oh,
right
Mara.
now this looks like a nightmare coming to
Bhai,
life here.
main to mar gaya si
Giant X going in for an all APs. Look how many players are on the other side. 4 ready, willing, stationed to stop them, and it's a double from Kiko. Eyes set towards
Exciting, yeah,
Bangkok.
honestly.
Eyes set on
हार
survival.
गया भाई ये तो
He's got 3
हारा
more
है
to find.
क्या
There's boys by his side. Nat is going to find Cloud. It's down to West side. It's down to Tomasi. And they barely have a foothold on the site. The spike left deep in enemy territory. 5 HP. It's uphill. And then there's mountain climbing sort of situations. Nat's waiting for contact. It's all but over. It's done for. Team Liquid live. 13-6. A fantastic display today in my mind, Faya. I think they were absolutely on point.
Love the fact that Team Liquid has recognized the tools that they have to work with. You're able to do this with Kiko. You can put him on the race. He's going to still have this kind of performance. He still has it in him to be that amazing duelist. We combo it with the rest, with Camel playing from the Yoru. That was very impressive, and definitely it shows a change in character from the Team Liquid that we saw. Like that is to me the takeaway of this game. One, I am sad because I honestly expected more from Giant X.
Same.
I think that it was for some reason too much what was happening on Fracture.
It just feels like they are going to be so frustrated watching this back. Some mistakes here, their pistol rounds, their anti-ecos, these sort of situations just slipping away from them. A couple of moments lost in a situation like this will cost you the game. An unfortunate situation for Giant X. The potential with these players on the screen has always been sky high. We are waiting for it to come together at the right time. Today, though, I think the bigger picture and the bigger story in my mind is how prepared Team Liquid looked.
I still think that when the stage 1 starts, Giant X is going to be one of the teams that other teams look out for the most.
There's time there. There is time for them to look damn good. But someone who looks good right here, right now, is Team Liquid. Amazing Team Liquid. Amazing adjustments on the first map. Seeing them come back into Fracture Bayer meant everything that they were ready for this game.
From the
Liquid,
beginning, they won this around. From the moment that they choose to be that Team B, from the moment that they force Red Giants to, if you want 100% to see that Fracture, you're going to have
I
to
just
pick
love
it
Liquid.
onto us. Again, the adjustment.
चलो गाइस आदियोस चैट में पादियोस दैट इज इट मेरा आज का स्ट्रीम यहाँ पे ही खत्म होता है मेंबर्स ओनली डेल्टा होने वाला है अब सब कुछ एकदम बेच के नंगा करके हेवी गेयर के साथ अंदर जाएंगे गाफ मारेंगे बाहर आएंगे सिंपल बात है उसके बाद कल होने वाला है पैसिफिक स्ट्रीम आफ्टरनून को फिर होने वाला है ईएमए स्ट्रीम रात को 10:30 बजे उसके बाद होने वाला है एनए का स्ट्रीम तो कल बहुत ही लवंग डे है तो कल
अभी T1 वर्सेस ये तो 11 घंटा हाँ T1 वर्सेस TLN है कल Genji वर्सेस DRX
आदियोस चैट में पादियोस टेक केयर
बढ़िया है 2 दिन में बहुत ज्यादा मैचेस है
मिलता है
EM पैसिफिक में हुए IMEA में तो अभी फुट और MNC है कल फिर BBL TL है ये दोनों है मतलब कल और परसों बहुत ज्यादा मैचेस है भाई चाइना का तो खत्म ही हो गया अमेरिका में भी शायद टाइम है हाँ लाउड और सेन है और G2 और लैब है EG और MIB आ रहा है एनर्जी क्रू भाई मतलब कल परसों नरसों बहुत ज्यादा मैचेस है भाई पूरा मिक्सअप होगा चलो बॉयज मैं भी चलता हूँ बाय 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 बाय